How did medieval people prove innocence in court? Have you ever wondered how people in medieval Europe proved their innocence in court? The methods they used were quite different from what we see today. Let's take a closer look at this fascinating aspect of the medieval justice system. In those times, many believed that divine intervention would reveal the truth. One of the most common ways to prove innocence was through something called trial by ordeal. This method relied on physical tests that were thought to be judged by God. There were several types of ordeals. One was the ordeal by cold water. In this test, the accused was bound and thrown into water. If they sank, it was believed that the water accepted them, marking them as innocent. If they floated, they were deemed guilty. Contrary to popular belief, those who sank were not left to drown, they were pulled out quickly. Another method was the ordeal by hot iron or hot water. Here, the accused had to carry a red-hot iron or retrieve an object from boiling water. After a few days, their wounds were examined. If the wounds healed cleanly, it was seen as a sign of innocence, indicating that God favored them. If the wounds became infected, it suggested guilt. For clergy, there was the ordeal by sacrament. In this case, the accused might have to swallow a communion wafer. If they choked, it was interpreted as guilt. If they swallowed it without issue, they were considered innocent. These ordeals were based on the belief in judicium Dei, or the judgment of God. This reflected the medieval worldview that divine power would protect the innocent and expose the guilty. In addition to ordeals, there was another method called compurgation. This involved the accused swearing an oath of innocence and bringing forward a group of people known as compurgators. These were friends or neighbors who would also swear to the accused's honesty. This form of character witness testimony held significant weight in court. As time went on, particularly by the mid-13th century, the legal system began to shift. The focus moved toward trial by jury, where a group of peers would determine guilt or innocence based on evidence and testimony. This change reduced the reliance on ordeals and marked a significant evolution in the medieval justice system. So, in medieval Europe, people proved their innocence through physical tests believed to invoke divine judgment, oath-taking supported by community members, and eventually by jury trials. These methods highlight how law, religion, and community were intertwined in the governance and justice systems of the time.